Hi, a few days ago I showed you this and said that I would come on and show you how I did it. So this is what we are about to do. I'm going to go through with you how I made everything first and then get right on with it. So I hope you enjoy it and find it really useful.
So these are the little bags that we're going to use, and I'm going to show you how to make them now. So take a sandwich bag, very thin one, and I'm cutting mine down the middle so I can get two out of this. Pouring in a little bit of water into the corner part, and then really straighten it up so the point comes out at the bottom. If you just lift the point, it'll sort itself out. And then give it a good twisting round, keeping it as tight into the water as you possibly can, and keep going round and round. And then we're just going to tie a knot like you would do, but trying to make sure that you push the knot down as close to the top of that as possible to keep it quite tight. It's the tightness of the water that's going to make this work, so you really do need to make sure that it is sitting right across the top there. So there it is, just there. And then I'm using one with a little bit of a stick on it just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm doing the very same thing again, pull the bottom bit down, and then I'm going to put a cotton bud in. Now I'm using a cotton bud because it's soft across the top and it's not going to pierce the bottom of that bag. So this is really important. So then just twist this up again. And then to secure it, I am using a little sandwich bag tie there. And this is fantastic. It makes it really, really tight. So I love using this one instead. These are fully reusable. All you need to do is just give them a wash and reuse it. Now I'm using these edible paints. It is really important that they're water-based colours. I'll link these in the description underneath. And then I'm just going to paint a little border around. So this is just a guide for me, really. So I'm just coming around with a brush, and it doesn't have to be really precise. Then we're just going to come out with some like branchy things. Not too good at the names of these things, but you know, they look right anyway. So once I've done a few of these, I'm just going to go on then and we're going to start creating those leaves. Now my bag that I'm using, as you'll see in just a second, is quite small. So in order to make different sizes, just add more or less water. So obviously the more water you put in, the bigger the bag, the less, the smaller. So when I put my colours in, I put the darker colour across the bottom and then I just squirted some white across the top, and you don't want to mix those in. This will give a beautiful two-toned effect like that there. Like you just saw, just dab the bag into the top of the paint, lift it up and dab it off if you need to. So get some fondant and then just practice with it first so you know the amounts that you need. Then we're just going to lie it across the top, the point always towards the top with the leaves because that's how the leaf looks. And then I'm coming in with just some regular colour, no white in with this, and then putting it across the top for a little bit of colour definition. And it's as simple as this. You're really just dabbing down. So let's start those flowers. Now this is an orange and a yellow, again, just the colours placed there together. And using that tip, I'm going in and just making the round parts of the flower so that I can see on there where I'm going. So this has got blue on the bottom and then the white across the top. Again, dab it in. I've gone with a bigger bag this time, not really big, but just a little bit bigger. And I can see that the colour is the way I want and I'm ready to go in with that. So this time you want the point to go in towards the centre because that's the way a petal will look. So pop it down. So the point just to come just away from the dot there. And then we're going to just rock it backwards and lift it off. If you need more paint, just go and get more, just like I did there. And then we're just going to come around and you just want to make sure that you've got even gaps all the way around. Now you could see just there it wasn't quite right, so I went over it. It's as simple as that. Now I've come back in with a smaller bag and then I'm just dabbing. I'm not really rocking, I am just dabbing this. And look, you get that beautiful small effect just there as well. And you don't have to have 5 or 6 petals. You can do whatever you like with this as well. It's such a lovely effect. The way that that colour, when you dip it in across the top, just comes out and it's different every time. If you want it lighter, just pop it in some white after, or if you want it darker, just grab some more of the dark. The more you play around with it, you'll get to see those differences. To create the side version of a flower, just go across, so one on one side with the point sticking out, and then straight like a line with the other one, and then do one dead center right over the top. Make sure the point doesn't come way over and above the two on the side. You want it to arch over like a sunset effect. Then to do the bud on the bottom, take the point down with the green on it and then just dab that on. To do the lettering, I use these FMM letters. I will link them again below. Take some cornstarch or corn flour and then dab quite a bit across the top of your fondant, and this will just make it fall out so much easier. Pop the lettering across the top, give it a little backwards and forwards and around, and when you tip it over, you'll see that it will come out really easily. So just pull the fondant away there. If it's got stuck in the middle, just take some scissors. That's on the A, so I don't want to take that out. And then we're just going to give it a flick. And look, it comes straight out then. And you can pop it to one side, and when it's dry, just give it a little bit of a dust over to get rid of the corn flour. So this is what it looks like when it's done, and we are completely finished. Just give it a practice. This is so easy, and I hope you've enjoyed it.